Let's begin. There are 5 steps that we will go through to complete a hypothesis test. Again, we're going to go through the 5 steps with scenario 1, which is where the sample mean was equal to 40, and then we'll look at scenarios 2 and 3 in separate examples. The first step of a hypothesis test is to write the hypotheses. And notice I put hypotheses instead of hypothesis because there are 2 hypotheses when we go through a hypothesis test. The first of which is the null hypothesis. And the null hypothesis is abbreviated as a capital H sub 0. We usually just call that HO. And the second hypothesis is the alternative hypothesis, which is abbreviated as a capital H with a subscript of A. And we usually call that HA. So we will always have 2 hypotheses, the null hypothesis and the alternative hypothesis, the HO and the HA. When we write our hypotheses, we always use population symbols. We will always use population symbols. So there should not be a X bar showing up in your hypotheses, nor should there be a P hat showing up in your hypotheses. We're always going to use the population symbols. And the equal sign, there'll always be an equal sign that shows up in one of your hypotheses, and it should always be in the null hypothesis. The equal sign will always be in the null hypothesis. So let's go through step 1 for the first scenario. I'm going to scroll back up just so we can see the problem again. We have that a candy bar should be 43 grams. So that should be what our population mean is. And so our mu is going to be equal to 43. This person thinks that the population average is less than 43 grams, and they found that their X bar was equal to 40 grams. So the null hypothesis, the HO, is that mu is equal to 43. The null hypothesis is always going to be something that is given in the problem. Whatever it is given that the average, or as we go on to other lessons, the proportion should be, that will be where we put that number in our null hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis is what the person thinks, or what is implied. This person thinks that the population mean is less than 43. So our HA is that mu is less than 43. And so this is step 1 for scenario 1, writing the hypotheses.